This demo is on Paper Resist. Paper Resist will allow me to use a shape that I cut out to block the color of the clay. So wherever I put the paper, the clay will stay this chocolatey brown, and then I can paint around it. To make shapes, you can cut anything you want. Random geometric shapes from paper, from thin white computer paper. Sometimes if you're not comfortable drawing, you can find a visual reference like I did with this bat. I did a tracing, and in the bat I modified it. I can't really see his ears in here, and I wanted his ears, so I changed that. And then I took my tracing and I cut it out. All right, I'm not going to make you watch that part. And then for placement, this piece is leather hard. I like to have something for the user to enjoy, so I like to see the bat when I'm drinking a cup of coffee, and I'm right-handed. So I already put a bat on this side. But then I thought I should do two, so the person I'm having breakfast with can also have a little visual treat. So to attach this, I'm going to gently mist the clay, and I'm going to wet the paper. If I get it too wet, it'll become fragile, and it will rip easily. I'm thinking about placement. When I put it on, I'm going to chase the air bubbles from the inside out. So I'm going from the inside out to the edge, all the way around. There. If I need any more water, I'll just put my finger in the puddle I made on the table and dampen it. Now I want to make sure the paper is really attached, so I'm taking this rubber tipped tool and I'm smoothing to make sure all the edges are sealed. Now, because this is a video and you don't want to take a lot of time watching, I've done that already on this side to save time. So I've gone around with my rubber tipped tool and I've smoothed the edges. I'm going to have my slip ready. So here's my underglaze. Miss Fine Wilson likes to apply it with a sponge, so it's a nice thin layer. I'm a little lazy, so I'm just going straight up to this brush, but I'm going to go from the inside out all the way around. That way I'm less likely to get any underglaze trapped under my paper. So it's my blue slip. I am thinking about the direction lines of the slip because some of the slips are translucent and you'll see the brush strokes after. Of course, if I want them to be more opaque, I can do a second coat. Okay, so now assume that I've done that. I've done all the way around. It's good. What happens next? Well, I think it works best if you let the paper dry and become more visible. You can see this one's a little too wet still to remove the paper. And what I do is I find an area that's dry and I use a needle tool to carefully lift up the edge of the paper. Okay, so this one you can see it's not removing that well. Paper's dry. So I'm going to let it dry a little more and come back to it. Sometimes I use a rubber tip tool to peel it away. I just don't want to ruin my nice clean line, so I'm going to be patient on this. So I'm going to set this aside. And this is what it looks like when it's done. So as long as you remove any of the paper that has slip on it, you'll be okay. This is just paper fibers. That will burn out. It would be a problem though if I left the paper in place with slip on it.